Hello, thanks for sticking with me. This is week 32 and it's the Wednesday test. Question 1. If there are 116 yen to €1, how many euro would you get for 232 yen? So you got to look how many 116s are in 232. If you look there, 16 is half of 32, 100 is half of 200. Your answer is 2 euros. Question 2. Write the numeral 8.2 million, so it's 8 and 200,000, 8,200,000. If you want to put in the commas, that's where they would be. Don't need the commas, but it helps. Question 3, simplify 15 over 18. You look at 15 and 18 and you say to yourself, what divides into 15 and 18? And your answer is 3. So you divide 3 into the 15, you get 5. You get 3 into 18 is 6. Your answer is 5 over 6. Question number 4, 7.092 litres is 7,092 millilitres. Because there's 1,000 millilitres in a litre, so that's 7,000. These are the hundreds, this is your tens, this is your units. Question 5, convert the speed of 1 kilometer in 4 minutes to kilometers per hour. Okay, 1 kilometer in 4 minutes. That means that in 1 minute you do 1/4 of a kilometer. Then you have to multiply that by 60 to get 1 hour, don't you? So 60 multiplied by 1/4. Now when you're multiplying anything by 1/4, what you're actually doing is just getting 1/4 of that. So 60 multiplied by 1/4 is the same as saying getting 1/4 of 60. So your answer is 15. Question number 6, 9 and 4/5. Write it as an improper fraction. What you have to do is multiply that 9 by the 5 to find out how many fifths are in the 9 units. Then you add on your 4 extra ones. So 9 multiplied by 5 is 45. Add on the 4, you get 49 over 5. This question here, I have a problem with, and that's why I've got loads of asterisks, and I've got 2 answers. So the question is, increase 32 by 0.25. That just means make it bigger by that amount. So really, if you're to look at this question, your answer is 32.25. Increase 32 by 0.25 just means add it on, make it bigger. However, I think what they really meant to say was make it 0.25 times bigger. 0.25 is 1/4. Now, what they should have done was increase 32 by 1/4 or by 0.25 of itself. 1/4 of 32 is 8 anyway, that's what I've written here. 1/4 of 32 is 8, so you add that on, your answer is 40. Well, I would be, if I was having a conversation with the writer of this book, I would be a real pain in the neck. I would be saying, no, you said increase it by 0.25. That means I'm adding that on, and that's right. If they'd written the question right, I think this is what they meant. Anyway, question 8, minus 5 plus 9 is 4 plus 4. Question 9, total cost of 8 cakes is 4.40. What's the average cost of 1 cake? 4.40 divided by 8 is 55 cents. Question 10, what's the size of angle A? Okay, you've been given 3 angles, 120, 60, and 75. You don't know what A is, but you do know, because it's a quadrilateral, that all 4 angles add up to 360 degrees. So you add on the 120 and 180 and 75 to each other, and you get 255. Then you have to take 255 away from 360, and your answer is 105 degrees, 105. Question 11, change 5 and 3/8 to an improper fraction. Can you multiply by 5 by 8? You get 40, add on the 3, 43 over 8 is your answer. What's the average of these dance scores? Add them all together, your total is 32, divide your answer by 4, and then your average is 8. Question 13, which digit in the decimal 5.026 is the thousandth? Thousand is the third space after decimal, so these are the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, so your answer is 6. Question 14, halve 750, 375, you divide it by 2 to get a half. Question 15, 4y is 280, so y equals, well, 70. 4 by 7 is 28, so 4 by 70 would be 280. Question 16, write the formula to work out the area of a square. A, that's area, equals L multiplied by W, length by width. Question 17, what's the surface area of this cuboid? Now again, they made a bit of a mess of the picture here. But anyway, you look at the length and the width of each face. So this one is 5 multiplied by 3. This one's also going to be 5 multiplied by 3. That's 15, and that's 15. These ones here are 3 multiplied by 2, because don't forget that matches up with that. So it's the same length. 3 by 2, even though it doesn't say it, is 6, and then that's also the same. This one here in the middle is 2 by 5, so that's 10. That matches up with this one here, but it's drawn wrong. In the picture, it looks like it's the same size as that one and that one, and it's not in real life. It wouldn't be. It would be matching up with that. So that's 10 as well. I've drawn in my own line here very badly, just to illustrate that. Anyway, it's the same as that. So 15 plus 15 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. You add them all together, you get 62 square centimeters. Question 18. Write in ascending order. Ascending order means going up. 5 over 10 is the same as 0.5. 0.1, that's 0.1. 0.99. 1% is 0.01. So once you've written them all the same, as in you've written them all as decimals, then they're more easy to order. So the smallest is the 1%, because that's only 0.01. Second smallest is 0.1. Third smallest is the 5/10, because that's 0.5. And the biggest of all is 0.99. Question 19. 100 multiplied by 0.003. You move that decimal place twice, so 0.3. And then 10 multiplied by 0.03, because you're multiplying by 10, you move it once, and that's also 0.3. Problem solving for Wednesday. I didn't color them in, you'll forgive me. Color the beads: 30% blue, 40% green, 10% red, 20% yellow. The first thing to do is to add up how many beads you have. You've got 20 beads. So you have to understand how many beads you have first of all, and then you get these percentages. So 30% of 10 would be 3. That means 30% of 20 is 6. 40% of 20 is 8. 10% of 20 is 2. 20% of 20 is 4. So you would be coloring 6 of them blue, 8 of them green, 2 of them red, 4 of them yellow. Doesn't matter which one? No. That's up to you. But as long as you get the right numbers.